spending some time this week putting some videos together and stuff like that. And actually, my team put them together, but I was looking through some of the old shows and stuff that. Yeah, I didn't put them together. Yeah. I cleared it up. The people know me now. They know I'm not putting that stuff together. But spending some time looking at some videos and lots of pictures and stuff like that of, time spent with Captain Billy and his family, Kim, his wife, and Courtney, his daughter. So interesting. Actually, last night we were looking at a show that had our daughter, Georgia, and Courtney, Billy, and I took them to fishing. Yeah, so
that's awesome.
It's one of the ones that Kim wanted for the celebration of life. So we put that together, and then a couple of shows where we got to spend some time in Costa Rica together. One of those trips, I'll bet you were on, actually.
Yeah,
Dylan. So,
no, I remember that.
Yep. So
hanging out in the pool with you and your wife and Billy and his wife.
Yeah,
it was a good time.
Yeah, for sure. So if you want to call in, fond memories are welcome. We will obviously be honoring Captain Billy. Captain Glenn Taylor and I have scheduled to do a show together, an offshore show together for this season that we will be dedicating to Captain Billy. That should be a good time. Should be interesting for
Glenn
sure.
Glenn Taylor and him went back a long time, huh?
Yeah, him and Glenn got to be really, really close. When Billy decided to go offshore, it really struck up that friendship. I mean, I think we all kind of knew Glenn, but when Billy's world went offshore, Glenn was a huge piece of that. And for those of you who don't know Captain Glenn Taylor, he's a phenomenal, just a phenomenal, freaky offshore charter captain, which we have a lot of here in the Bay Area, but Glenn is certainly in that upper echelon of talented offshore guys. Fishes with Captain Billy Harmer, another great guy. So, it was a tough morning. When I got the news, I was at the Marina. Glenn was there. Both of us just kind of in shock. He wasn't sick, nothing like that. Just had a massive heart attack and passed away. So,
Didn't he went in his sleep?
No, he wasn't asleep. I don't think he was asleep. The way I understand it, and I've been on the phone several times with Kim, but I haven't obviously dove too deep into it. The morning of, when I saw the Facebook post, I just called Kim right away, and she didn't even say hello. She just answered, obviously in tears. Mm-hmm. So I knew what had happened, and when I asked her, she said he had a massive heart attack, and they couldn't revive him. I know Glenn Taylor was on the phone with Billy at 3:46 that afternoon, and then the way I understand it, before sunset, Billy was gone. So, I tell people all the time, and I shared it on the post that morning after we had went out and caught bait, and I shared a little post on my Facebook page there. Whatever your issues are, if you are in battle with a brother, a sister, a friend, a mom, a dad, a cousin, whatever it is, you are not promised tomorrow. So if I learned anything here from Billy's quick passing, keep things tight in your life. You are not promised tomorrow, and you never know. So,
amen.
We got Captain Mike Perry here on the other side. Again, hopefully we'll hear from you guys as well. 1-800-969-9352. Again, the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. We'll be back.
Local Lexus dealers, WFLA News Desk.
Work. Test.
Why would you take garden tools on the plane with you?
Most of these items can be stowed in checked baggage. To find out more, go to
Replica
TSA.gov.
firearm.
Florida's First Lady, Casey DeSantis, still hasn't confirmed if she will run for governor, while Florida Congressman Byron Donalds announced on Tuesday his formal announcement to run for the office. A driver has died after their vehicle crashed into a Miami canal on Friday. Florida Highway Patrol says a small sedan collided.
Speaking of the gubernatorial race, pretty crazy. DeSantis is proposing cutting property tax. It's nuts.
It is?
I mean, it's awesome. I love the idea, but that'd be crazy.
Why?
We'd be the first state
To cut? Oh, to eliminate them?
Yeah.
Oh, I I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
Whoa.
he's talked about it a couple times, and it'd been rumors, but he had a press conference where he actually confirmed that's what he was thinking.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Talk about a legacy.
Woo.
Yeah, that'd be huge.
Yeah, well, it's a weird time in our country right now. It's interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see how all this craziness shakes out.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it'll be some positive. You know, I mean, sometimes unfortunately, when the can is completely full of poop, you got to pick that bitch up and turn it over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes it just takes a whole lot of, shit tossing to get it straightened out. And
It'll be
unfortunately,
interesting to see what happens at our federal level, federal management wise.
well,
There's a lot of discussion as far as how fishery management will look in the next couple of years.
I'm sure. I mean, I got friends who are military contractors still over at McDill that are a little concerned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's hard. Again, if you let's say you and M live in complete shambles for the next 15 years.
Yeah.
You just throw caution to the wind and spend money and live in disarray. If you decide 15 years down the road that you want to clean that up and get shit right, there's going to be some pain.
Oh yeah.
And we're going to go through, if we really want to get this shit straight, there's going to be some pain. There's going to be some people who really suffer.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how it all unravels here.
Yep. No, I think your point is important to remember because I think there will be pain at things we like.
Yeah, 100%. There's going to be friends of ours maybe who work for the government who, suffer because of things getting shaken up. Here's my other thing and I've said this a couple times this week. I keep reading, this. The Democrats. I hope we don't decide that this needs to be a one-sided house cleaning.
Yeah.
Because it shouldn't be. It needs to be a house cleaning.
Yeah.
We need to clean some house because there's some really shady-ass Republicans in the mix here too. So when we're dumping the shit pile, make sure we dump both piles.
Yeah.
And don't just leave it one-sided. So
that's crazy that budget bill they got passed with no overtime tax, no tax on tips. It's crazy.
Yeah. Good. I mean, said there could be some really good things, but it may be some pain till we get to them.
Yeah.
So much stuff too that I just can't figure out what. Like the whole Zelensky thing, like I don't understand what that whole pissing contest was about.
Yeah, I didn't understand that either. Did you
it.
listen to the audio from the Oval Office? I did yesterday. It was pretty wild.
I don't get it.
He was still posturing. I'm like, Trump was still posturing. I'm like, dude, you won the election. Chill. Let's get this done.
Right. I couldn't figure. I was like, none of it. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
But it's going to be interesting.
Morning, Donald. Morning, Ronald. Ronnie. Sharon, Jack, Amanda.
This is the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio.
Welcome back. 6:35 here at the iHeart Media Empire. Again, phone lines are open. Excuse me. 1-800-969-9352. Let's go to the phones here real quick. Let's jump into some calls here. Let's check in real quick with George in St. Pete. George, you there?
Not quite yet, to my knowledge. Not
Actually,
up near shore.
Actually, we had some inshore mackerel this week. And
Really?
and I got a report that it was really good over out in front of Joe's Island there. And then as we were drifting the flat some yesterday, we caught 2 or 3. We had one in the back when we were fishing a deep canal for some snook and trout. We had a big mackerel back there too. So
It's interesting you asked that, George, because I was interested to talk to Mike about that too.
I wasn't-
I figured they'd be close.
I didn't see I wasn't targeting them, so we didn't really see a giant show per se. But it just so happened that one of the captains, Captain Brandon Corwin, was telling Josh the night before we fished that there was got into a crazy good mackerel bite over there off of Joe's Island. So I mean, it's if they're not if you really looked for them and you couldn't find a whole bunch of them, I gotta believe it's right around the corner. Especially if the water temps continue to kind of hold like this. There's a lot of bait at the Skyway Pier and a lot of very mackerel-y bait. A lot of that, 2.5, 3-inch bait, thread fins and pilchards. So I got to believe it's right on the doorstep, buddy.
All right. Yeah, that's what I was wondering because the water temperature is still, not at the Goldilocks spot yet.
Yeah. It's not quite where
But what you can do as far as fish spread goes, mullet. Mullet's a great fish spread.
Well, that's true, too.
And there's a lot of mullet around.
Yeah.
Especially this week with that cold front midweek, you should be able to definitely cast nets and mullet. And I think fish spread-wise, you can't hardly beat mullet. But me personally, it's hard to make fish spread out of mullet. Once they're smoked, they're good. I eat smoked mullet like
George,
crazy.
good job. You got Dylan talking food, dude. He kind of lit up over. Yeah, he kind of lit up over there, buddy. I think he was looking at my Waffle House T-shirt. That was what was getting him going.
Ew.
All right. Thanks, guys.
George, appreciate you listening, my friend. Good stuff. Yeah, the mackerel have showed up. I just haven't put my eyes on a giant, acres of them.
I would say mackerel have showed up is a strong phrase. I think they're showing up or they're about to show up maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, like I said, one of the captains, a very good captain in my group of buddies on the water, said they got into a pretty stupid bite. So, it might be a little better than what we think. That'd
be good. I mean, like I said, Egmont Key Buoy was at 70, 71 degrees. It was flirting with that right
magical
temperature.
Number, for sure.
And they have a lot of mackerel south of us. So
well, and I think a lot of it has to do with the amount of bait, and there's a pile of bait at the bridge.
And what we notice a lot of times is with those, but when we do have those bad water spots, I can't talk this morning. A lot of times those mackerel will skip. So
for sure,
you'll see maybe Charlotte Harbor doesn't get the mackerel like they should because of that bad water, and they'll bounce over to Tampa.
We had a little bit. I heard there was a little bit of bad water. Captain Scott Moore said over there on Anna Maria, but hopefully wind direction and all that kind of saved us a little bit. So we'll see. Let's check in with the beautiful Florida Keys, Big Pine Key to be exact. Captain Mike Perry. Michael, how are you this morning?
Good morning, guys. How y'all doing?
We're doing buddy.
Well,
What's going on, kid?
Well, first of all, Mike, I'm very sorry for your loss. I know Billy was like a brother.
Yeah, 100%. I appreciate you.
Always had time to talk offshore fishing whenever I was in Tampa Bay. And, I use O'Neill's as my home base when I'm fishing that area. And fantastic human being. And sent me a lot of trips in the Keys over the years. So
super fishy. Yeah, super fishy dude, man. But Captain Billy was a super fishy cat.
I will be there on Tuesday to pay my respects. And but the fishing down here has been fantastic. I actually just pulled back in. I ran and got a couple big buckets of crabs. We have a permit bite. I don't know where they came from, but they're all over some areas I've been fishing.
I'm hanging up on you now.
Sorry, buddy. I know you love the big silver
I do.
cash
God,
can
those
lid.
are
I
the
know
best.
you do.
Bro. Those are the best.
And we got a couple. You know those big trash cans that the truck has to pick up with the crane lift with the big square lid? Yeah, they're in that.
I am
size.
definitely hanging up on you.
Sorry, buddy.
We're no longer friends.
They are. They're good. Oh my God! And
That's great.
That's when I climb around and I'm hunting for a rod on a charter. That's one of the few fish that gets me. Just I want a shot, at least one of them.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Oh man.
So
fun.
But the bottom fishing too. The snapper are good. The pelagics, they're all here. The sail fishing's been very steady. Not like Katie bar the door, but it's been all the offshore guys are getting their shots at sailfish if that's what they're targeting at any time. And the sailfish bites happening early in the morning or about an hour and a half before sunset. But real good fishing right now.
Nice. It's that time of the year. It's the Keys. This is when the Keys really, really rocks. I mean, it just does. If you can bounce around the fronts and the wind a little bit, this is the time to be in the Keys.
Well, today's kind of our last day before the wind really picks up over the next few days down here. So we got a full day chartered today, and we're gonna go out and see what we can do and try to fish them up. And we even got a really good, what we call near shore, inshore patch in the patch reefs, hogfish bite right now.
Wow.
So really good hogfish bite. And I even had some clients that I've taken before. They've asked me, why are you anchoring up, not over the patch reefs, because they can see them? Why are we between them? I said, well, we're hunting hogfish, and they're going to be between these patches right here over the sandy bottom. So we're catching them up.
Attaboy. Good stuff. Tell everybody how they can reach you, Michael.
Sure, 813-434-8086, CaptainMichael47gmail.com. Simply call 1-866-GAMEFISH, and Michael shoots you our way. And let's all say a prayer for Billy and his family, and let's remember the phrase he coined, do yourself a favor, take a kid fishing.
Amen, brother. Good call, buddy. Appreciate you.
All right, buddy. Take care, guys.
All
Bye-bye.
right, partner. Good stuff. Let's
do
go.
yourself a favor and take a kid fishing.
Yeah, there was actually, and it's funny because I know a lot of people, especially on social media, had a lot of people reach out after I posted the video, and a lot of people mentioned to do yourself a favor, take kid fishing, and Billy got that from a guy in North Carolina who did a news report or a TV personality up there in North Carolina when Billy was growing up. That was his stick, so Billy borrowed it, and it was a good one.
Yeah.
And it fit his personality too, man.
I didn't get to work with Billy closely, but I grew up listening to him on the show.
Yeah.
It was he was a big part of my life for sure.
He's a dandy, bro. What a just piece of work, no doubt.
That cricket story will live on.
Dude, he was so quick with
you got to
a
tell the
joke.
cricket story at some point today.
I could tell the cricket story. It's hard. Some people probably look at you when I say that. They kind of look at me like, it's not all that funny. You really had to be there in the moment to just see how quick Billy was. I mean, the Jeep is on fire on the side of the road. We're headed to our first pro tournament, and Billy's Jeep Grand Cherokee catches fire. We had to disconnect the Ranger Flats boat from the Jeep and push it back. Because we got all our stuff out of the Jeep. Billy's Jeep is burning to the ground. The wives are bringing us another vehicle so we can go to the tournament. And Billy and I are in the side of the road. Billy's trying to help me get better at throwing a cast net. We didn't have anything else to do. Waiting on the fire department, waiting on the wives. So we're throwing the cast net on the side of the road. And this truck pulls up. This pickup truck pulls up. The guy rolls the window down and says, "Hey, what y'all doing?" And I'm telling you, Billy's so quick, dude. He just turned as quick as he could, catching crickets. I mean, I laughed.
His car is currently burning to the ground, and he's quick-witted and laughing.
Yes,
and having a good time.
That was Billy.
Yeah, that and the sandwich, the cricket story, and then the sandwich thing really gets me going. How when he has a boat pull up on him offshore, he's out there fishing 20, 30, 40 miles offshore, and he's totally by himself, and a boat rears up there and anchors right next to him or comes in close.
close.
He's like, oh, it must be bringing me a sandwich.
Right.
Those posts always made me laugh.
He was.
What a way to react.
He was just an absolute piece of work, bro. He would get fired up about the silliest things. I mean, he would call me and just go off. I'm like, Billy, what are you doing, bro? Like, is this really that important? You know,
Passionate.
But passionate's the right word. I mean, there was certain, but now there were certain things. It's really why I thought Billy would live to be 115.
Yeah.
I thought Billy Nobles is going to outlive every single person on the planet because there was more times than not. It didn't seem like anything bothered him all that bad. But when it got under his skin, buddy, it was under there, and you heard about it. And you heard about it. So interesting cat for sure. Let's go back to the phones here. Check in with Captain Gene Hammond, Lines of Liberty. Gino, what's going on, my brother?
No, I don't know that you're supposed to start a guys' trip tournament weekend with the car burning to the ground.
Well, that's how
It's
it went.
not a good sign.
Shouldn't that come at the end, Mike?
Hey, listen, I should have known. That that might have been the good Lord telling me not to get in the fishing business, because that was the start.
Anyway.
Yeah, that was the start of my my career. I wasn't even a captain yet, and Billy and I were fishing some local tournaments, and then this IFA Pro Redfish Tournament Series started in Jacksonville, and Billy called me and said, "Hey, you want to do this thing?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I want to do it." So there we were, off and running. And I remember we had two giant, remember those giant Big Gulp insulated cups, the big red ones? Like they were massive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like 32 ounces.
Yeah, I think Billy and I each had one of those cups with us. And the plan was that once we got to Jacksonville, we were going to make Captain Morgan's and Cokes in those in those cups and go
God bless
pre-fishing.
him.
Yeah, that was Billy.
Yeah.
That was Billy, always planning for the pate. So it's all good stuff. Yeah, man.
Yeah, sorry for your loss. And
Appreciate you,
we
brother.
definitely lost a good one there.
No doubt. No doubt.
Father time, what can you do, right?
Well, you know what they say, right? They say that some of us won't get to see any of it.
Yeah.
Some of us will see some of it, and some of us will see a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just how it goes. So, unfortunately,
Yeah,
nobody's getting out of here alive, unfortunately.
Nope. Just gotta do what you can do while you're here, and try to do the best you can.
I really
trying to do.
I really thought for sure right away, I thought to myself, well, something happened. The good Lord kicked a really good fisherman off his fishing team, and he needed another member.
Yeah.
And he pulled Billy up.
He drafted him.
Yeah, he was like, Billy, it's your time. You need to come home and be with the Father, and let's do a little tournament fishing up here and win some tournaments.
He needed to catch some crickets himself.
Exactly. Learn how to throw the cast net. So it's good stuff.
Indeed. Well, we are rolling at Lines of Liberty. We appreciate your support.
Absolutely.
We got Captain Bill Rutherford on the podcast this Sunday. We need to get you guys on there too. So
I'm ready, buddy.
We're talking vet catch and talking rusty bucket up here in the Newport Richey area. It's going to be a good time. We appreciate everybody tuning in. It's been amazing. So,
Good.
Awesome.
Good stuff.
Yeah, super stuff. Attaboy. All right, well.
Yeah, veterans and captains want to help out the cause here, linesofliberty.org. I'm always listening, and we appreciate your guys' support. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
You bet, Gino. Always good to hear your voice, brother. Hopefully we'll chat tomorrow and give that thing another plug, all right?
Indeed. Cheers.
Okay, my brother. Have a great day. Good people right there, old Gino.
Linesofliberty.org.
Yeah, always taking care of the veterans. Let's go real quick. Try to get one more in here before the break. Let's check in with Captain William Keene. Willie, what's up, my friend?
Well, guys, we've lost a good one. I go back quite a few years with watching the show when you were with Billy and Frank Sargent's fishing show.
Oh, yeah.
Auditorium.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure seeing you guys, and I fished with them twice. Once on a Friendly Fisherman with both of you, and
That's right.
once on a boat with Billy's boat. I won a fishing trip with another listener, and we had a great day of fishing, good fun, and he actually took us home and cooked me dinner at his house.
That's awesome.
So he's a great man, always with a smile, and he'll be sorely missed.
Amen. No doubt. No doubt, Willie. I was thinking that when I saw your name come up on the screen. I'm like, God, we've had so many great memories. You know, I think almost 23 years of radio. You know, Billy and I did the first one together, panic-stricken. You know, the great Brad James here at iHeartMedia back in the day, the program director that brought Billy and I in here. And
we got to find that file. That'd be good,
bro.
I'd love to listen to that.
I'm sure that's not good radio. Actually, I'm sure Brad was great. I mean, Brad was professional. Billy and I were clueless, so still sort of clueless, but they, for some reason, keep us around. So, but yeah, good memories, Willie. I saw your name come up there. It was like, yeah, you know, touched my heart a little bit, buddy. You've been a friend of the show and a friend of ours for a long time, and we do appreciate you, pal.
He's catching fish in the sky, and he'll be sorely missed. Good man, always with a smile and a good laugh.
Amen.
Just wanted to mention it, and thanks for being there, guys. And next time we hear these words, hope you're saying them fish on.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks,
appreciate
buddy.
you. Yeah, man, the good Lord needed him up there more than here, and in my opinion, he's the lucky one. He's up there, and we're still down here dealing with this nonsense. So it's all good stuff. Going to take a short break here, get caught up on the world of news. We've got Donald in Lutz up on the other side. Phone lines are open here, 1-800-969-9352. Light them up. We'll be back. The Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show.
I'm sure you've noticed some changes.
Who are you talking to?
I'm just practicing for when I have to tell the dogs about the twins. You know, because
Be fine in the spacious third row seat.
the twins.
Can sleep peacefully thanks to the rear manual sunshade.
And what about the...
Extra cargo space for strollers and dog beds.
I guess you're right.
Can we go to the hospital now? The contractions are getting closer.
The 3-row Lexus TX. Because everyone should feel like the center of the universe. See your Wesley Chapel, Tampa Bay, Clearwater, and Sarasota Lexus dealers.
Captain Mike here for Relentless Perpetual Edge Knives, the world's first self-sharpening knife that actually sharpens as it cuts. Ultra-hard carbide, never rust titanium blade, and a true grit glass reinforced ABS handle on a knife that is perfectly balanced, comes in 5 great models to choose from. They're a Tampa-based, veteran-run company that just does things the right way. Take the work out of filleting a pile of fish and get your Relentless knives today. Go to relentlessknivesusa.com for more info on these game-changing knives.
Hey, it's Ryan Gorman here. You've heard me talking about Frank the Bancoto, the reverse mortgage guru. Well, make sure you tune into his Business Happy Hour show right here Sunday mornings at 5 to learn more. And check out past episodes at reverseguru.com.
At Advent Health, we believe wholeness isn't any one feeling. It's all of them. Laughter to tears and everything in between. So let your hearts overflow. Let your spirits dare to hope. And let the sun.
I found coffee, y'all. It's a good day. Happy birthday month, Donald Waberman, Gary Jones. March 1st, only change coming March 1st is Triggerfish opens up. So that's cool. Excited about that for sure. Morning, Mike. Morning, James. Dilapidated wasn't a real word? It just became a real word? What do you mean? I thought that was always a real word.
Found some?
Found some.
Is it warm?
Yes, hot. Hot.
Must be Jason Behringer, baby.
It's actually not bad. Any coffee is good coffee when you haven't had coffee.
I wish I could drink some.
Yeah, I was watching the time. I was like, do I have time to stop? I
could have covered for you, buddy. Welcome back. 6:55 here. That first hour flew by. 6:55 here at the iHeartMedia Empire, the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. Phone lines are open here, 1-800-969-9352. And with Dylan and I both out last week, we did not get a chance to talk much about the loss of our dear friend, Capt. Billy Nobles.
Speaking of Billy Nobles, there's apparently a Billy Nobles story. I think this is ringing a bell now. They brought it up while you were out of the room. The dilapidated docks.
Oh man,
let's hear that story.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that one too. That's a good one. That was me just total.
Is this a top 5? That's what we should do. Is we need like the top 5 best Billy Noble stories.
Well, the dilapidated dock was really just me being a complete jackwagon. And just assuming that Billy got it wrong.
Sounds even better.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Dylan perked right up. Yeah, when I had never heard that word. So we were fishing in the Little Manatee River, and Billy, we were talking about we catching some fish off this old dilapidated dock, and Billy said the word dilapidated, and you have to really kind of put it into context. I'm not familiar with the word, and it comes from Billy with that crazy redneck North Carolina drawl. And I'm like, what? That's not even a word. I mean, even my camera guys looked at me like, you're an idiot. Yeah. Even when I went home to tell my wife, she goes, oh, I'll bet you were a complete jackwagon when you did that too. I'm like, oh, of course I was. And then, of course.
So you're arguing with Billy over whether or not this is a real word?
Yeah. Yeah, and listen, if you lose a battle with Billy Nobles over, brain cells, it's not good. It doesn't bode well for you. It doesn't bode well for you. So yeah, it was one of my shining.
I've lost a similar battle here, so I can feel your pain.
It happens, dude. It happens every now and then, bro. You just think you're right about something, and by golly, you're not. So yeah, let's go real quick. Try to get in Donald in Lutz before the top of the hour. Donald, how are you, brother?
I'm doing awesome. Hey, I certainly remember that because I listened to I've been listening to you since you started. And I remember that show. I remember that the dilapidated. So that was pretty awesome. But I got very lucky. It was exactly 6 years ago today that I had my incident and called you from the hospital. And I was fortunate enough to make it through and have 3 more beautiful grandkids.
Yeah, man.
And just say it with Billy because we were literally 2.5 weeks apart. Our birthdays.
Yeah, man.
So
it's
I
crazy,
used to text
right?
him every year, "Happy birthday!" My Piscean brother. Hope all is well with you. And when he passed away, I knew his birthday was coming up. It's like, oh man.
Yeah,
so
it was a tough one, dude. That one was a tough one. That one hit me a little hard. Still hit me hard. Imagine Tuesday night, the celebration of life is not going to be a great evening for me. I don't imagine. Yeah. So I know it's supposed to be, and it's really about Billy. But like I said, it's going to be a tough one. Going to be a lot of people there that have had we've all had a lot of memories of Billy. So it should be interesting. For sure.
Yeah, because I got to go fishing with him on Dylan's, on the Hubbard's boat. I don't know how many years ago that was, but
it was a while ago.
It was,
a long time.
A long time ago. But I got to be on that and hang out with you guys and stuff, and it was always a great time.
Yeah.
We knew each other, but we only got to see him. I got to see him a couple times a year or whatever.
Yep.
But last year.
Got about 20 seconds.
All right, so I'm on Neil's, and we talked about our daughters because our daughters are named Courtney, and we just talked about our Courtneys.
Yeah, man.
All right, man.
Good dude.
You guys take care, stay safe and tight lines, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday.
Donald,
man. We'll
great
see you there.
call, brother. Look forward to seeing you, buddy. Great call. With so many of the so many people in the fishing business that have great memories of our friend Captain Billy Nobles. Again, we're kind of remembering him a little bit here this morning. We're talking fishing. Phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352. We'll be back.
The program was paid for by Real Animals Fishing.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved.
People, Donald, there's just a lot of people that have been friends of the show for a long time, man.
I remember floating around in the pool in Costa Rica with you guys.
Oh, he was such a
I've never laughed so hard.
He was such a dandy, bro. He was a dandy.
I think I was like 21.
Yeah, you were young. You and Emily were just dating.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have done some crazy shit together, that's for sure. He's a dandy. Just a dandy boy.
Grand Prix weekend, baby.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I heard that. Yeah,
It stinks that I wasn't here, or that it fell the way it fell, because as a TDC member, we get tickets to things, and because Visit St. Pete Clearwater funds a lot of that stuff, so they want us to go to experience it so we can vote on it more knowledgeably next time it rolls around.
Right.
And they had pit passes.
Oh, wow.
Like VIP booth pit passes. Cool. Yeah. Would have been really cool. And then the Fox 13 team is down there, and my camera guy has a whole setup right on the one of the big turns.
Wow.
He's like, oh yeah, come down and join me. I was like, dang.
No doubt.
Yeah. What?
I have to look when I get home.
What?
You said Visit St. Pete Clearwater. That reminded me of
something. Yeah. Make a note.
Yeah.
I was with my father-in-law on this trip, and he's a sales guy. He sells concrete reinforcement. He sells macro fibers that go in microfibers that go into concrete and reinforces it.
Who's he work for?
He has his own company,
okay.
Sales company, and he was getting a sales call while we were in the car together, and it was a new customer, potential project, and the customer's asking him all these questions, and he's kind of answering the questions, doing the sales pitch. And he hangs up, and he's driving. He was like, yeah, normally after these phone calls, I kind of follow up with an email and do this and do that. And I was like, yeah, that's really cool. I was like, do you want me to email you so you have a reminder? He's like, Dylan, I don't forget things like that. That's so hard. Because I hang up the phone and we're on our way to the airport. We're going to travel. I would have forgot for sure to follow up with an email.
For sure.
You looked over at me. I don't need reminders about that kind of thing, son.
It's money. That's why. It's money directly in his pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Faux show. I get it.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I think I should know and I don't. I should know and I don't. Doggone it. It is right here. You're brilliant.
You got it.
I do. I'm an absolute stud. Yep. You know what? We have a new sponsor for our Safe Boating Tip of the Week.
Nice.
Visit St. Pete Clearwater.
Awesome, man.
Yeah. How about that?
I'm going to count that towards one of mine.
100%. 100%. Could not have done it without you, buddy. Yep. Could not have done it without you.
So I landed that other big one that we had to turn down.
This
warehouse.
One was big.
Yeah. They're doing the full package then, huh?
They did 3 episodes. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, the interesting part will be, I was telling Beth this last night, is that they deal with an ad agency out of Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually supposed
BBK.
to take. I'm supposed to take them fishing on. I'm taking some of their influencers are in town, and I'm taking them out for just a couple hours on Monday morning.
Cool.
And the only bad part will be
Callie, who sets all those things up.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
And again, the interesting part about these deals always is when you're dealing with ad agencies, and there really is normally, I've found so far, a real lack of understanding of the fishing world.
Very much so.
So
I deal with that, but I've been training Callie for
it's going to
3
be
years
it's
now.
going to be a hump that I have to try to get over. My fear is, as I move into these episodes, could you ride a bike down Gulf Boulevard? And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not what I do. And I had that conversation with Brian and Steve when I first got in there. Like, I don't plan on sitting and having a grouper sandwich at 3 different restaurants and all that craziness. You know what I mean? I'm going to talk about all that stuff. I live here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't have to go experience it to sell it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm targeting the fishing community. It's a fishing show. I don't want to change away from what I do or change my show. You know what I mean? I think I can benefit the area without having to change how I do things.
Yeah. No, Callie's got a somewhat of a handle.
Good.
I've been
Well, that's
working
it'll
with
be
them for
good
a while.
up to have them on the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got her Monday morning.
What?
Callie's with us Monday morning.
Cool. She's super nice. She won't go offshore.
What?
She won't go offshore.
Welcome back, 706 here at the iHeart Media Empire. Let's go to the phones here real quick. Let's get our safe boating tip in here real quick. Then we're going to hear from our good friend Captain Jeff Page. Check in with Captain Jim Fogel, who is our, as everyone knows, our safe boating tip of the week, which is now brought to you by Visit St. Pete Clearwater. Super excited to have these people on board. They're actually coming on board both radio shows, the TV show, partnering with them. Very, very excited about spreading the love about St. Pete and Clearwater to not only our radio listeners, but the TV listeners and viewers as well. So good stuff. Good stuff. What you got for me, Jimmy? That's nice.
Let's give a round of applause.
Good.
Yep.
In there as to the fact that he or she belongs to a drug consortium, which means that they can be notified anytime, anywhere that they have a drug test they have to take.
Yeah.
So let's make sure that that when we sign on for a charter, and there are lots of funds, lots of times, that it's protected. It isn't protecting you. It has the license, doesn't mention it, but the captains will have insurance. There will be safety conscious, and they will get you back home as well as take you out.
Yeah, and then also if you're fishing offshore beyond 9 miles, they should have a federal permit sticker clearly visible on the side of the vessel. So that's another thing to watch out for.
Yes.
Besides asking for their and the other surefire sign in the state of Florida, if you're wondering if you're on a legal charter or trying to avoid that situation, I always tell people, if they ask you to get a fishing license and you're fishing in salt water, that's a red flag. They don't have a state charter permit.
That's a problem.
Yeah. So if they ask you to get a fishing license, or you don't see that federal permit sticker and you're fishing beyond 9 miles, or they don't have their captain's license on them, those are all 3 surefire signs.
I also know too that a lot of the inshore guys, I shouldn't say a lot, but I know of guys who have pushed the envelope, and if they have regular customers, they will from time to time think it's okay to take them offshore because all of them have their license. So let's say you have regular guys who fish a lot, you know what I'm saying? But that's still not legal.
Yeah.
You can't run a paying trip in federal waters without those federal permits.
Yep.
I don't. Them coasties, bro, they don't play, bro. I got no, I just don't have any desire. I do a lot of playing around inside of 9 miles, but that whole, we can push the envelope thing, I just don't think that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Plus the fact that those offshore permits are expensive, man. The guys that pay to work out there, man, they pay big money to work out there.
Yeah.
That's not cool, man. Just not cool. So
yeah. So how many illegal charters got stopped?
12.
12?
Yeah.
This is 12 down there.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But that is good. It's good that they're off.
Yeah, there's
maybe the ones that are still trying to charter and are illegal, maybe they'll forget it and get out of town or something.
That's District 7, right? Coast Guard District 7?
We are, yeah. We're in 7.
Yeah, so District 7 and then the other districts that go across the Gulf, I don't know if there's one or two, I forget off the top of my head, but there is a concerted effort, multi-agency effort that's still ongoing in the Gulf of Mexico from Brownsville, Texas, all the way to the Keys that's targeting illegal charters. It's a task force, and they've been pretty active and done a couple big operations, and sounds like they just completed another one.
Yeah, again, that's just how it should be, bro. That's how awesome. It should be. Good stuff, Jim Fogle.
All right, guys. Appreciate your time. For the Coast Guard Auxiliary in St. Pete, Jim Fogle. Be safe out there.
Always a great job, my friend. We appreciate you. Good stuff right there. Our safe boating tip of the week, again, brought to you by our good friends at Visit St. Pete Clearwater. Super excited to have those guys on board. Super good people. Going to get some of them on the boat on Monday. Just really cool.
Mike Mahoney is awake, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah.
Always.
He said, Captain Mike on a bike? That's special.
I have a bike.
I do want to see that now.
I have a bike, you jagwagon. Let's go to the phones.
We're going to need footage, Beth.
Let's check in with our good friend Captain Jeff Page down in Sarasota. Jeffrey, how are you this morning, my friend?
Good morning. Glory to God this morning. It's a beautiful day.
Yes, sir.
And D-Hubs, you're on top of all the legal matters, aren't you? You stay abreast of all that, don't you?
I do my best, yes, sir.
He has to because he's a criminal.
He's got to stay one step ahead.
Oh, come on.
I'm kidding. Everybody knows I'm kidding. I have Mahoney for the criminal side of my life.
Now, Mahoney, we might be able to put in the criminal category.
What do you mean, might?
Not D-Hub.
You're just maybe putting Mahoney in that circle? Come on now.
Got to walk the line. No, on the illegal charter front, definitely am familiar. I would like to say that, or I would like to think that I'm very familiar. I've been working on that as the president of the Florida Guides Association, and our Charter Fishermen's Association board has been working on it for a long time. So multiple organizations that I'm a part of, that's been a big focus over the last 5 years. Really, one of the big reasons I got in fisheries management in 2017 was the charter industry and the way it was going, and it's definitely been a big driving force.
Yeah. Well, I saw you on Big 13 the other morning. I always pictured you a little bit older. You were a young man, D-Hub.
Yep.
He's just a puppy.
34 years old.
I know it.
Yeah. I appreciate it. I got a long way to go. A lot to learn from you
He's really
guys.
not that young. We're just that old, Jeff.
Oh, yeah. So I got a Billy story.
Come on.
So the very first TV I ever did was with Captain Bill Miller.
Yep.
And that was like in 2001. And then the very next one I ever did was with Mike and Billy back in the early days of Real Animals TV. And we had a heck of a bite going, and everything was going good. And I mean, we're catching them, and Mike's got the angle with his cameraman, just what Mike wanted. And me and Billy are hooked up, and everything's good. And then Billy starts dropping the F-bombs and wrecked the whole day.
There goes the shoot. Got to edit that one out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it all got what's the word? It all got edited.
Yeah, exactly. I remember, it's funny you say that, because I remember we had shot, I don't know how many episodes we had done, but we had done several episodes, and we were having a meeting with Toyota, and we were at News Channel 8. Rick McEwen at the time, God rest his soul. Rick's no longer with us either, but Rick McEwen walks in the room. He puts his hand on Billy's shoulder, and he goes, "Captain Billy Nobles?" And Billy looks at him and goes, "Yes, sir." He goes, It's $300 an hour to edit your show. Please stop cussing.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, it was very, very classic. I remember the camera guys from time to time, we'd be in the middle of this conversation, and Billy and I are just having a conversation, but it happened to be good fish talk, and Billy and I are just going at it. The camera guys are getting it on camera, and Billy doesn't realize it. And then, right in the middle of it, Billy would drop a cuss word, and the camera guys would just look at me like, "Oh, that was so good." Yeah, very, very Captain Billy Nobles. Very Captain Billy Nobles.
Captain Billy.
Yeah.
And I remember even before that, when I was brand new, I didn't have any sponsors. I had an old 18 Hughes Redfisher, and I had just got to do a little bit with Paul Arcos at Saltwater Angler Magazine.
Yeah.
And there was these big full page ads of you and Billy. One had Billy in the water in front of his Ranger, and then another one had you and him together saying somebody talking about your mama or something like that.
Somewhere there's a 20-pound snook talking bad about your mama. That was Billy's.
That was
Billy's thing. Yep.
And I could just hear Billy saying that.
100%, bro. That's so funny that you bring that up. Billy was so proud of that image. He had him and I. He wanted him and I standing in the back of a truck, a Brandon Ford at the time, a Brandon Ford truck. Our buddy DJ was at Brandon Ford at the time. He wanted our arms crossed and us looking all mad, and he wanted the ad to read, "Somewhere out there's a 20-pound snook talking bad about your mama."
That was his brainchild?
Yeah, that was Billy's brainchild, bro.
That should be framed
That
somewhere.
was his mentality. Big Snook Billy, bro.
Hey.
Yep.
He was larger than life back then to me. I was just this little guy throwing artificials, and I went to Frank Sargent's show, and you and Billy are up there on the stage with Frank, and Billy's laying all his North Carolina slang on it, and I'm like, man, this guy is incredible.
He was incredible, bro. He was just an absolute
I remember
piece
watching
of work,
those seminars in the audience as well.
I
sat in the back and listened to the whole thing.
He was so good at it. He was so personable and so smart.
Yeah.
I was telling. I think I told Beth this last night. When we were talking, and I know I've told this before in groups. I don't know if I've ever said it on the air. We were kind of messing with Billy a little bit, Billy ran hard. And a lot of us were like, damn, I don't know how that guy does it. And we were all down in Boca Grande, and we were all kind of talking about Billy. I think he ran. It was Billy had a habit of running his boat aground in the dark in Boca Grande from time to time. So I think it was one of the next mornings or 2 days later when Billy's boat was still high and dry, and we were talking about him. And I remember Bobby Goodwin looking at me and saying, listen, we should all be grateful that Billy's the way he is. Because if Billy was like straight-laced, down the middle of the road, like nothing but business, we would all be working for Billy Nobles. See, and he had a point, dude, because that dude, when it came to tournament day or something like that, and he had to put his fishy hat on, that's a fishy cat, bro. It was a fishy cat. If Billy's personality was drive, we'd all been working for Billy, boy.
I still remember,
no doubt,
to this day, very clearly sitting in one of his seminars where he was going over his technique for the mangrove snapper, how he chums them up, and then he puts the rod in the rod holder and he peels line out of the tip of the rod so the you don't get the friction of the line going through the guides. I was like, dude, it's a great idea.
Dude, I'm telling you, that was a fishy cat. And when I met him, bro, he was so mad at Big Snook, dude. Like that. I mean, Big Snook Billy was born, the early days when I first met him. He was
Port Manatee.
Oh, dude, he was a big snook killer, dude.
That's
big
awesome.
Snook killer. Out of that little Ranger Cayman Flats boat, dude. I mean, just crazy, bro. Crazy. So.
And there was another guy, when I first started, there was another guy in that Ranger, Chet Jennings.
Oh, yeah.
That always fished around the port, and he really was always polite to me, and he taught me a lot about around that port where I started. Man, I really dialed it in my style of fishing. And I just remember Chet would always be out there at the end of that spoil island in his Ranger
Yep.
hooking giants.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
That's awesome.
Well, and Chet Jennings is another one. I mean, Chet's still with us, but talk about a legendary South Shore charter captain. Good God, he was good. There was a lot of when I first started, there was a lot of really, really great charter captains on the South Shore. I mean, some guys who were just really, really sick. Mark Thomas. Old crusty Mark Thomas, bro, lives up in South Carolina now. Great, great friend of mine for many years. Super fishy cat, bro. Super fishy. So, yeah.
And both Woody's sons were really good.
Mike Gore, Mark Gore. I just ran into Mark Gore over there renewing my captain's license, actually, at C School here a week ago. So, yeah, man, no doubt. And Mike Gore's up in Colorado now. So, yeah, man.
There was one other guy that was really tight with Paul Arcos. He had a 21 master angler from Jack Center Bay. His name was Chris Camp.
Oh, yeah, Chris Camp,
There's another Chris Camp now, but not the one I'm talking about.
Not the original,
the one
right.
I'm talking about lived in Apollo Beach.
Yes, Chris Camp in Apollo Beach was a sicko, too. No doubt. No doubt.
He was good.
Yeah, man. No doubt.
All right, man.
Trip down memory lane.
I'm headed to the BASS Round 2 Lake Okeechobee event for Power Pole today. I'll be there doing demo rides, showing them the new trolling motor and hanging out with Anthony. We've got a big tent there. And there was a guy yesterday, y'all, named Brandon Polnick. He's from up north, but he weighed in 5 fish yesterday, 34 pounds.
What? That's crazy.
It's a record bag. It's a record bag of all time for a BASS Elite event at Okeechobee.
Wow.
Nobody's even close to it.
That's crazy.
That's insanity, dude. Insanity.
That's almost a 7-pound average. 5 fish. So he weighed in 5 7-pounders.
That's amazing.
Unbelievable. Well, good luck trying to catch that guy today.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't think they're gonna, because they got beautiful weather.
Yeah.
And he's got a pattern. I think he's actually fishing in the Kissimmee River. He ain't even on the lake. The lake, from what I understand, the lake's a mess. It's all dirty, and it got turned up in the hurricanes, and they've been spraying. So all the big fish the guys are finding are in that river.
Oh, wow. Good stuff, Jeffrey. We appreciate you, brother. You the man.
Have fun, buddy.
Good luck.
All right. Oh, hey, Mike, and I'll see you in a couple weeks up at Ryan Rickard's Homosassa Marine.
I will be there. We're doing a big grand opening for that, although it's been open for a while. But Ryan's the new GM up there at Homosassa Marine, and we're going to be up there doing that event. Ryan's actually going to sit in with us on the Sunday show here coming up to talk about that event. So I'm glad you're going to be there. That'll be a good one, buddy. Good stuff.
Oh, we gotta cast a character.
I know, Danny.
I even heard Blackneck Adventures is bringing his green egg or his Traeger.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, that one's probably good. Wine will probably be there. Danny Allen's going to be there. It's going to be a character fest for sure.
Sounds fun.
Yeah,
It's going to be good.
No doubt.
Danny's the man.
All right, brother.
Man.
Have a good day, kid.
Have a blessed day, man. Glory to God.
You too,
Amen.
my friend. Thank you, sir. Good people right there. So many great memories with Captain Billy Nobles and time we spent on the boat with Captain Jeff Page, again, who's turned into one of the best fishermen on the west coast of Florida for sure. Good stuff here. We got Patty and Clearwater up on the other side. We'll be back. The Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show.
Tuesday night at 8, President Trump addresses Congress. And you'll hear it all live on News Radio WFLA. Join Brian Corbin and Rory O'Neill as they break down what to expect before the president takes the stage. Don't miss the
Classic Mahoney.
Yeah, he's a dandy. He is a dandy.
Ronnie Millsap said that guy Jeff was just talking about, Brandon, had 2 9+ pound fish caught within 70 minutes of each other with a 7-pounder in between. That's crazy. A 9+, a 7, a 9+.
Get her done, kid.
I'd retire.
Yeah. I wouldn't retire when you're on top of your game. Make a lot of money.
That's crazy.
That's worth a lot of money right there, dog.
What was the Buffaloes doing playing UCF?
Colorado really hasn't been all that. They're just that now because of Dion. So.
It's hard to watch that when they're grilling Cubans in the bottom middle.
I agree. Gonzo's in Tampa is a tasty hidden gem. I'm seeing.
Huh.
I have a hard time with Cubans.
Yeah.
I mean, Silver Rings Cuban is
killer.
Bad to the bone, bro.
I love
Bad
Cubans.
to the bone. I do too, but I'm just spoiled because I live right by
the bomb. What was the date on that event that you were just talking about?
Michael Mankey just texted me too. It's going to be Saturday the 15th
of April. Oh no, of March.
Yeah.
In the afternoon or like during the day?
9 to 4.
Homosassa Marine?
Yep. Yeah, Kenyon, Boat Motor Superstore.
Mm-hmm.
They bought it.
Oh, wow.
And they brought Ryan in to be the GM.
Wow.
Ryan's got a huge...
I thought Ryan was guiding full-time.
He's got a huge background, and he came from the car business. So he was a GM of a car dealership.
Oh, wow.
And they very smartly gave him a deal he couldn't refuse. And he's already doing... They've done like 4 times the business they did in January and February last year. You know, when the boat business is struggling almost across the board, Rickard's killing it already. He's just such a good human, bro.
Yeah.
He's just such a class act. People really like him. And
I love Ryan.
Yeah, he's a great guy, bro. Just a super cat, man. Super cat.
That sounds like a fun day.
One of my dearest friends, for sure. Like, I don't see him or get to talk to him as much as I'd like to because we're both busy as hell. But when we get together, we have
washing his hands. I'll never forget that.
What?
Ryan will not eat without washing his hands.
No, he's got to wash his hands.
He's got a quirk.
Yeah. I can't believe we got the cuss. I was certainly a little long-winded there with Captain Jeff Page in the last segment, so we drug it out. So we've only got about 1 minute and 20 seconds, and I don't really want to do that to Patty in Clearwater. I'd like to have her on here, so we're going to have her on the other side here. We have such a short segment. Jason Behringer doing a great job putting up with my inability to get us out on time there, so good job on his part.
Yeah,
good stuff.
You'll have that.
Kind of crazy how fast this show is going, and it really wasn't even a major, I don't know, I just really hadn't even thought about the fact that I didn't get to do this last weekend. So, you know, so much Captain Billy Noble's talk is really good. It's got my emotions kind of rolling up on a roller coaster here this morning, you know.
Yeah, tough week, man. We lost Captain Randy from the Miss Pass-A-Girl.
I know it.
Right before Captain Billy passed, and I just lost my aunt as well. So,
oh, boy.
Yeah, it's been a tough run. Yeah. My Aunt Patty and my father's sister just passed away. So
it's always tough when you lose somebody, and I don't know that if it'll help you or not, but I always look at it this way. I'm a big believer in the good Lord and in a heavenly space. They get to be up there, which is better than being down here. So
Amen.
something to roll positive on. But we got to take another break here, and then when we come back, I promise you we're going to go to Patty right away. Hopefully we'll hear from you as well. 1-800-969-9352. We'll be back.
Henry Isherwood said, I'm using fluke belly straps for mutton. Can I get a red grouper too? I would assume. I've never heard of fluke belly straps, but
I haven't either.
Yeah, belly strips, whether it's a bonita, a mackerel, a kingfish, whatever you're using, is generally a really good piece of bait because it stays on the hook really well because it's thin. It's got a lot of skin to it, a lot of integrity or rigidity behind that bait. And red grouper love long, skinny strips. One of the red grouper's favorite diet items is octopus, especially this time of year. As we get into the spring, they see more octopus. So if you have something that mimics an octopus tentacle, whether it's a piece of fish bites, a squid strip, a bonita strip, whatever it is, strip bait works really well for red grouper. And something that's stinky, smelly, oily is really good. So that's generally why we're using bonita strips, because it's really oily and smelly, or mackerel strips. Fluke sounds a little less oily, but I'm sure it would still work because it's probably pretty white, I would imagine, being a belly strip.
Yeah.
So a white strip down there on the bottom is probably a really good piece of bait. I think it would work. It's worth a try.
Yeah, I don't know why not. If the muttons are eating it, right?
Yeah. Red grouper love.
Now, do you normally find muttons and red grouper in the same places?
You could, for sure. Mutton snapper are more structure-oriented. Red grouper are a little less structure-oriented. Yeah. We don't always see them in the same spots, but they definitely can coexist together. A lot of times this time of year, we're fishing smaller structures for red grouper. You're bouncing around between potholes, smaller ledges, rock piles, bait shows. Bait shows is a big one, especially as we move into spring. You'll have flat, hard bottom and a big, huge spike, a campfire of bait that goes up 15, 20 feet off the bottom, and it's all green and blue and doesn't really look like fish, but you have a few red splotches in it in your bottom machine, and that's a good bait show with some big red grouper on the bottom of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and those will be good areas to drop octopus or slow pitch jigs, or a lot of times on bait shows, one of the best baits is you catch what bait's there. A lot of times it's spot tails or squirrel fish or some of those types of baits, and you catch one of those and drop it back down butterflied. Game on. Yeah, butterfly bait works really well.
Do the red grouper hit the jigs?
Red grouper loves slow pitch jigs.
Really?
Baby. Yeah. That's
Okay.
I mean, that's what you beginner slow pitch jig fisherman, that's what you should be targeting. Yeah, reds, pinks, greens, blues during daytime, slow pitch jig wise. Yeah, really
interesting. I wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah. Red grouper are curious animals, and they bite virtually almost anything. So as long as you have a slow pitch jig that's shorter, fatter, that's going to suspend in the water column and have a good flutter to it, you're going to have a good shot at red grouper.
Interesting.
Flounder bellies are great for flounder, but illegal to use for bait in NJ. Could work for grouper. Henry said, I use slow pitch jigs first, then bait. That's a really good technique. I like dropping at the very start of a fishing spot and the very end of a fishing spot is a good time to drop something unique. Because if everybody's dropping down thread fins and you drop down a live pinfish, when you first get to a spot, that live pinfish is most likely going to get railed by the biggest, meanest apex predator on that spot. And then towards the end of a fishing spot, once they've been seeing the same baits dropped, if you drop something unique, a lot of times that gets smashed too. So the very beginning, first bait to bottom, biggest, most liveliest, most unique bait to bottom is generally going to get a really big bite at the very end of a spot. Once they have bait fatigue, you know, if you see the same thing at the buffet line and then all of a sudden they bring out a tray of fresh
sushi.
You know.
Yeah.
It gets you excited. I was full, but I got to try that.
I can make room.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, the very beginning, very end. First bait to bottom is always important. That's what's good about SPJ is you can drop a slow pitch jig down to bottom a lot faster than other baits. As soon as the captain says drop them down, your first one to bottom. And a lot of times that flashy, big, it's real good. Being quick. Mackerel belly, I believe is still legal to use for bait. Captain Van Hubbard said his mackerel belly legal to use for bait. I'm pretty sure it is. You can't use. I don't know. That's a good question.
I think it's legal.
I'm pretty sure you can use. What I was talking about is Boston mackerel. That's what we use for bait a lot of times. Is people bring frozen Boston mackerel. I wasn't necessarily referring to Spanish mackerel, but I don't know. I'd have to check on that.
Welcome back. 7:35 here. This 2-hour show is absolutely flying by. Let's go to the phones here as promised. Really appreciate Patty in Clearwater hanging with us. Patty, good morning. How are you? Thank you for staying with us through that long pause there. My bad. Appreciate you. Oh, nice. Good deal. Good deal. How much water were you in, if you don't mind me asking? Okay. Yeah, it's kind of that was about the depth we've been fishing most of the week, so good. How big were they? Okay. Nice
big
ones.
trouts.
Good ones. Healthy. Nice. Okay. What color was the shrimp? Pink shrimp. Okay. Good.
There you
Nice. I love it. I love it. That's great.
What's your favorite brand artificial shrimp? Oh,
Okay.
That was the right answer.
The old DOA shrimp. Yeah, the old DOA shrimp's hard to beat.
I love some DOA shrimp.
Yeah, they're good, man.
Yeah.
That's a great bait. Puffers. The old puffer fish, probably. Mark Nichols, who owns DOA Lures, owns a puffer fish farm in Central Florida. They release puffer fish. him and Eric Bachnick from Mirror, they own a puffer fish farm together.
I get those 9-packs by the bundle.
There you go. Smart. Yeah, very smart. Very smart.
You got to always have extra DOA shrimp.
Always.
Yeah.
You always have to have extra soft plastics. You can never have too many.
That's my whole tackle box is a Tupperware with DOA shrimp.
There you go.
Gotta come prepared.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, good stuff. Were you wade fishing? Were you in a kayak? Were you in a boat? How were you fishing?
I was in a boat, but wade fishing anyway.
Oh, nice. Okay. I've never really understood that. You have a perfectly good boat to float around in 4 foot of water, and you just get out and go for a walk?
Yeah, because the dog likes to walk on the flat.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, you got
It's
the
a
dog?
twofer.
That's a twofer.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Good deal. Well, good stuff.
The dog brings the fish in and slows them down a bit before I take the hook out.
Nice.
Nice. Well-trained puppy.
Team effort.
Yeah, love it. All right. Well, good call, Patty. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's good stuff. Puts a smile on her face. Come on.
I got another thing.
All right. Come on.
So what I wanted to tell you about and tell everybody about is a marine flea market that's happening 1 week from today at the Gulfport Marina.
Okay.
Very cool.
We used to have a lot of these little flea markets all over, but they've kind of died off, and now they're mostly, commercial people selling. But this is one of those where you empty out your closet or your boat or your dock box and bring all your stuff for $10 a spot and just set up that morning and pay that morning to the harbor master.
Very cool.
And it's fast and furious.
Okay. That's good.
That sounds like a good time.
When is that?
It's next Saturday, the 8th.
Okay.
And it's at the Gulfport Marina by Clam Bayou there.
Okay.
The address is 4630 29th Avenue South in Gulfport.
Okay.
And if you want a spot for $10, you just call the marina, and that number is 727-893-1071.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
I love these calls. I always have. I think it's great when we get the listeners involved in sharing what's going on in the community. That's really, in my opinion, the greatness of fishing is that it just brings together people You know, and it doesn't matter where you're from or the color of your skin or how old you are, you know, young, old, it just doesn't matter. Everybody, the fishing community is just a loving group of people, and I love it when you guys share that stuff. So good job.
Amen.
Good stuff.
Thanks.
You bet.
Thanks for the call.
Good stuff, Patty. Enjoy.
Thank you.
All right.
Your show.
Call us tomorrow and plug it again.
Okay.
All right.
I will.
Perfect.
All right.
Love
Thank
it.
you.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
See you. Bye. Good stuff. I like
community involvement.
I think it's huge, man.
It's cool that Gulfport Marina's holding events. I mean, they got hammered pretty darn good down there in Gulfport.
It's part of the reason I'm so excited about the Visit St. Pete Clearwater partnership, which, you know, you were key in. Turns out that Brian Lowak over there is a huge fan of the show, I guess. Also a Packer fan, so he has impeccable taste. But I'm excited about. I'm really excited about that partnership because I've been living here so long now that, and we took such a butt whooping last year. I think it's important to be able to get the message out to not only, you know, the Tampa Bay area, but, you know, to all over Florida, all over the country about how special. I mean, the west coast of Florida is a special piece of earth. It just really is. I mean, the beaches and the, you know, the baseball team and the football team, and there's just so much here to do. There's just it's a great community. Now,
and it's so
I wish people would, I don't want y'all to come live here. Okay, we got enough.
Just come visit.
Right? We got enough people living here, but I really
spoken like a true sports spokesperson.
Don't move in, just come visit. We got a lot of great hotels.
Have to talk about this.
We got a lot of great hotels. You can come and visit, and you know, great restaurants and all that stuff's awesome. Fishing's incredible, but then go home. Tell your friends.
Right. But it is interesting, our area. I mean, besides, to me, I've always been so like tunnel vision on the coast and what's to do on the beaches and stuff like that. But when you get off the beach and go into Pinellas, it's crazy all the stuff that's here with the museums, the art and history, the food, the drink. I mean, we've got a PGA level golf course up in Innisbrook. Innisbrook. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. I'm not a golfer.
Yeah, me neither.
But also all the sports stadiums with the rowdies. I mean, it's amazing what we have here.
Dude, we've got, I mean, just this area is just covered in incredible opportunity. The bike trails, the hiking trails. Dude. I mean, if you're into mountain biking and all that, we've got some of the best mountain biking trails in the whole country are right here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, it's an amazing.
Our park system.
Yeah. It's, I mean, dude,
I was never into parks, and then you have kids and you get real into parks.
Yes, you do.
Real into parks.
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
yes, you do.
It's amazing.
It won't be long and you'll be real into Little League.
Yeah. I'm on the doorstep of that.
You are.
Sure.
It's coming. It's coming.
But one of our callers did bring up on the garage sale note, Old Salts is having a garage sale today. So Gulfport Marina next weekend, today, March 1st, 7 a.m. to noon, at the Old Salt's main office there on 95th Street. So 4685 95th Street, right there behind the beautiful Pro Marine, is the Old Salt's garage sale, 7 a.m. to noon. It's $2 T-shirts, $5 performance shirts. They have used rods and reels, baits, and other marine items. So $5 performance shirts. That's a bargain.
A steal. Yeah, that's a steal for sure. Yeah, it's kind of amazing when you just sit back and take a minute to take in the Bay Area. You know, it's really it's a little overwhelming, actually. I mean,
and just when you talk about the fishery specifically, the biodiversity that we have here from Pinellas County. I mean, you can fish that northeast side of Pinellas County up in the Narrows. You can fish Lake Seminole. You can fish all the way down into Pinellas Point. Then out in the intercoastal, Bogosiega Bay, then all the way up into Honeymoon, Caladesi. The beach snook fishing in that area.
It's world class.
It's
beautiful. Absolutely world class. There's no doubt about it.
The fact that we had
tarpon fishing,
3 of the top 5 beaches in the USA is amazing as well.
Yeah, it's this little pocket of the west coast of Florida is special. Yeah. You know, incredible resorts. I mean, if you think about the trade winds with 700 rooms on St. Pete Beach, and you know, and then there's all your smaller hotels up and down the beach. So, you know, there's new stuff going in Clearwater. There's new resorts going in Clearwater. I mean, it's
the Opal Soul just opened.
Yeah,
it's bad to the bone.
I mean,
gorgeous.
The staycation opportunities are world class, along with obviously the amount of people that pour in here. How much, with you doing all the stuff, I mean, the tourism is what I don't know what the number is.
It's a $15.4 billion economic impact last fiscal year.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's insanity, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The impact of tourism here is crazy. That's why we don't have a state tax in the state of Florida. There's no state income tax because of tourism.
Right.
So people complain about the traffic, and we can all. I mean, I don't complain about the traffic because I love tourists, but other Floridians
is not the tourists, buddy. I got news for you.
Yeah, other Floridians do sometimes complain about the traffic, but it's the fact that we don't have a property tax here should make you take pause.
No. No, it should not. We're not going to let the politicians off the hook for not getting the roads right before they put in more schools and more apartments and more condos.
All right. Yeah. I get it.
Listen, I said it perfectly already. Mm-hmm. Come visit. Don't move here. Just come and visit. Right?
Yeah.
It's Visit St. Pete Clearwater.
Yeah.
That's the goal. Visit.
We are the most densely, Pinellas County is the most densely populated county in the state. It's amazing. 1.2 million people on that little peninsula.
Listen, you know what that made me think of right away? That we should have more members in Pinellas County CCA.
Yeah, that's true.
We should.
Speaking of, don't we have the man, the myth, the legend from CCA himself, Morgan Lynch, next week?
Next week we do. Morgan Lynch is going to join us. The Hillsborough County CCA banquet is coming up. I'm going to be there. Looking forward to that. We also have the Polk County CCA banquet coming up.
Is Grady Judge going to be there again?
I don't know. He probably is. He always shows up.
That'd be awesome. I might have to go to one of those.
I think
I just want to shake his hand
while you're standing there, and then all of a sudden you hear the announcer will go, "Drum roll, please," and then you get a drum roll, and then Grady Judge walks in. Hey,
he's a superstar.
He
in Polk County, isn't he?
Superstar, bro. Funniest thing ever. The first time I met him, I was out there at the CCA banquet, and then we were sitting at the captain's table, and they do the drawing. The people that win the captain's table, they come up, they sit down, and the first thing out of my mouth is like, that dude needs to be president. Mm-hmm. How cool is that? And dude, you'd have thought I kicked their dog. Swear to God. President, no, he's our sheriff. He doesn't need to be president.
He's not leaving.
Mr. Anderson. Yeah, he's our sheriff. You leave him alone. He's not going anywhere.
And then they kicked you off the table.
Yeah, you're out. Go sit in the back.
We don't want you here anymore.
There's a broom closet for you over there. Shut your mouth.
That's awesome.
Seriously, dude, they love that dude, bro.
Yeah.
They love, and I can't blame them.
No, I get it.
Yeah, I was a little
rule with an iron fist.
Yeah, I'm friends with some of the local sheriffs just through some of the charity fishing tournaments. I've been blessed to meet someone. We got a lot of good ones. Mm-hmm. That one there, he's got.
Yeah. I met Sheriff Bob Gutierrez of Pinellas County. That dude is incredibly intelligent.
I'm a Chris Nacco fan, too.
Yeah.
Chris Nacco's a really good dude. Yeah. Really good dude.
I haven't met Chris, but I was just really impressed talking with Bob Gutierrez and his knowledge. He's an intellectual. It's nuts.
Well, I mean, it's a leadership position. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
It's an important position in our community. Mm-hmm. So, whoever gets to that position should be,
head on their shoulders.
Yeah, you would hope. You would hope. You want that tack to be pretty sharp.
Yes, sir.
For sure. No doubt.
You got trips this week?
I do. I have trips scheduled. I'm not sure how they're going to go here with that wind. We'll see what.
Well, it sure is beautiful today and the start of the week and the backside of that new moon. I didn't see the tide slow down until like Wednesday. The tide still looked pretty good through about midweek. So
we had some water pouring in, even with that north wind. That water came in pretty good yesterday. So
wow, it fought the tide. It
did
wind.
A little bit. Yeah, it came in pretty quick. I was a little surprised. So
yeah, we have 2 tide days until Wednesday.
Good, really good trout bites. We caught some redfish, caught some snook, lots of bait around. So there's a lot to be excited about. There really is. The fishing's really good. The water cleaned up real quick after that big day of rain we had last week. So I'm excited.
Yeah, yesterday
time of year.
We were driving from where we were staying in Colorado, Del Norte, to Colorado Springs Airport, and we kind of took the scenic path through a mountain pass, and we were cruising along the Arkansas River. I've never wanted to go fly fishing.
Oh, dude.
Before until that drive. I was itching.
Captain Mike Gore and I got to be very, very close when he was here, and when he moved to Colorado and then would call me with these, oh, yeah, there's a stream right out back. I just walk out and fly fish. I'm like, I'm hanging up on you now.
Yeah, we went to this one part of town, and they stock this little township stocks the river to attract guests.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. Shore was lined with fly fishermen, and every little pocket in the little river was just loaded with trout.
Oh, yeah.
It was brutal.
That's
it
so
was
cool.
brutal to sit there and watch that and
not be able to
not
throw a line in.
participate.
Beth and I did it up in Blue Ridge 2 years ago or so for the first time, and we've been going to Blue Ridge forever.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was doing it, I was like, I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
I can't believe I've been here. I can't believe I've been here this many times and I haven't gone to do this.
Yeah, you know who loves that?
It was
Bobby
spectacular.
Woodard.
I get it.
He loves it.
That
up
seems
there.
like a Bobby Woodard thing, no doubt. We're going to take a short break here before we wrap things up on the other side. Good stuff talked about today. Again, we'll wrap things up here on the other side. The Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. We'll be back.
Listening on the free iHeartRadio app. Thanks to
Yeah, we're both slipping today. Yeah. I keep forgetting the brake mic.
We got going to
yeah. So Captain Van Hubbard said, check the Reddington Reef Bottom for silver trout. We had a rough day the other day, and the charter boat, the Hub, couldn't get out there and charter fish like normal. So they were just fishing along the beach. We had some guests in town that had to go that day, and they stayed close to the beach and silver trout fished and crushed the silver trout. So silver trout are here and very thick. Henry said, is Wednesday looking good? The best day, weather-wise, over the next 5 to 7 days, I would say, is today. Sunday, Monday look okay. Tuesday, it starts to get pretty breezy. Wednesday does not look good at all. Thursday's going to be real tough. And calms down a little bit Friday. Fishing might be a little bit tough. Saturday would be okay, and then it goes potentially bad again Sunday with another prefrontal activity, another cold front there, like Sunday night, Monday. So we got a big front Monday, and we got a big front kind of Wednesday night, and both of those fronts, Wednesday night and Monday, have some pretty big prefrontal activity. So fishing ahead of the front before the weather goes bad, or a few days behind the front once the weather has time to calm down and clear up, is going to be your best bite this time of year. So because of that, today would probably be your best option. But if you get here Wednesday and you want to go fishing, Henry, I would say I'd be targeting maybe Friday or Saturday, somewhere in that time frame. But check in with us again midweek-ish. We do those weather updates on the Hubbard's Marina page, Captain Mike's Real Animals page. He does fishing reports from the marina in the morning too. So stay tuned to the old social media, and we'll keep you up to date.
It might be good if we get some weather on Wednesday, because I'm scheduled to fish.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I'm going to be in great shape to fish.
What do you got going on?
Tuesday night's Billy's thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not sure how.
That's 6 to 9 p.m., right?
Yeah. Damn, I never did plug any of our... I didn't plug anybody. I didn't do the plugs. I was supposed to read these for the... I didn't do anything today.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah. Captain Schmuck over here.
I was late. I can't figure out the brake mics. We didn't do the reads. Last week we forgot to tell the station what was going on.
Affordable Roofing Systems. If you need a roof, call them. They're the best.
We're slipping, bro.
Ooh, train wreck. Jesus. Channeling my inner Billy Nobles.
spirit animal.
Man, Hubbard's on the line. I don't know if I have time to get to one here or not.
Yeah, I don't think so because we came out late.
Yeah. Hey, let Van know I probably won't get to him today. Maybe he can call in tomorrow. Tell him, give him my apologies.
Hubbard's Marina. Now your captains, Mike Anderson and Dylan Hubbard.
Wrapping things up here this morning. My apologies to Affordable Roofing Systems. You know, there are a roofer of choice. Shingle, metal, tile, flat roofs, doesn't matter. Repairs, replacements, nobody does it better. We absolutely love David Torres and the good people over there at Affordable Roofing Systems. Give them a call today, 1-888-397-ROOF. Get you a free estimate or visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com. Got rolling through the Captain Billy Noble's memory train here this morning. Felt good to talk about him, have some laughs. I know a lot of you that have been suffering through these hideous radio programs for many, many years. I know a lot of you have some fond memories. He was entertaining cat.
Did Billy do Saturdays with you as well?
No,
or he just did Sundays?
He did some Saturdays. I mean, he sat in with me from time to time, but it was tough to take away Billy's Saturdays on the water.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Billy was a charter captain at heart. Billy always wanted to be a successful charter captain.
Yeah.
He was a North Carolina guy who
he made it.
Loved the salt water. He did exactly what he wanted to do. Yeah, he really always wanted to be a charter captain, and he was a very good charter captain. A lot of people loved fishing with him. A lot of people loved that personality. Great family man. Just
dog lover.
Yep, loved his dogs, loved his wife, loved his daughters. Just a good human, man.
He was always preaching to me later on as I started getting more established. He would always preach to me the importance of the balance in family.
Yeah.
He was a good dude.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's, it's just, again, really important to remember that life is short. I mean, I know I said it at the beginning of the show. I said it in my first video after I heard Billy passed. I said it on the softball field last weekend during some prayers. You got to bury the hatchet. If you're fighting with a loved one, you're fighting with a brother or sister, your mom, your dad, man, don't carry that with you, bro. You just don't know. I mean, Billy was on the phone with friends at 3:45 in the afternoon and gone before the sunset. I mean, you're talking about a couple-hour window. So you just don't know, you know. So and there's no reason to do that. So, live life to the fullest. Love one another. Avoid all the nonsense that's going on in the world, and
don't let anybody steal your joy.
Yeah. And
it's always comical to me that someone can let something that's happening on the news ruin their day.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, come on.
Yeah, let it go.
Tighten up.
Right. Yeah, and again, the magic of Billy was that the smile. I tell people, especially here, I've told people this for years, ever since I met the guy, but this, last week or so, I mentioned it a lot. We were tight, and I could have called him at any moment and said, "Hey, bro, I need you at my house in 20 minutes," and he'd have been there in 15.
Yeah.
So in the last couple of years, we haven't been as close. We saw each other quite a bit still at the Marina and things like that, but obviously not working together. We weren't, didn't spend as much time together as we did at one time in our careers.
Mm-hmm.
But, I always knew he was there for me. So it's good stuff.
Amen.
So Jason Behringer, we appreciate you, my brother, getting up early and handling this hideous radio program. We appreciate everybody that chimed in on the Facebook feeds. We appreciate all the callers, all that stuff. Tomorrow morning, 95.3 WDA and AM 620, we will be, again, honoring Captain Billy Nobles. Myself, Mike, and Ben will be in, so make sure you check that out for sure. On my behalf, do yourself a favor, take a kid fishing.
Amen. And don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy.
Tight lines, everybody. We're out.
The preceding program was paid for by Real Animals Fishing.
Appreciate you tuning in and dealing with us this morning. I apologize for being off my game with the brake mics. I'm going to make myself a little laminated piece of paper here that I can remember and do a better job. So Appreciate y'all tuning in and hanging out with us. Don't forget tomorrow night as well, 7:30 p.m. We have the live show on the Real Animals and Hubbard's Marina Facebook pages. Tomorrow morning we got the Sunday morning Real Animal show, 7 to 9 on 620 WDAE. So 2 big things tomorrow. Enjoy the weather today. Get out there on the water. Capitalize on that post-new moon bite. A lot of good weather, a lot of good flowing water, and the bite should be real good for you. So tight lines out there and catch them up, y'all. You got anything?
I'm good, man.
He's out. We're out. See ya.